Second Wife. Part 2. My life has come to a standstill. I was completely stunned. Then Anthony understood my stun. He quickly ran to fetch water and fell while running. And upon seeing that, I started laughing right away. Today, after many days, I have smiled. This is the first time I've smiled since James left. Actually, I was laughing as Anthony fell like this. And laughing at one point I cried. Then seeing my cry, Anthony got up and came to me and said,
"Take this, Ela."
"Please, Anthony, don't call me Ella. I remember James when you called me Ella."
"Well, I won't call. I will call you Elizabeth. Please take the water now."
Then I looked at Anthony for a long time. His words and James's words are very similar. Besides, he and James were very good friends at the university. Then I took the water and drank it. To be honest, I was very thirsty. Anthony took the glass after drinking the water. After he left, I didn't know how my mind was doing. What happened to me? The one I loved with my life, God took him from my life. After Anthony went abroad, James and I have been looking for him a lot. Of course, James was looking for more. But today I met him. But James is not here. I was thinking about these things. Meanwhile, after some time I saw Anthony brought a plate of rice. Then he told me,
"Eat this rice."
"No, I'm not hungry. You eat." Then I saw Anthony mixing rice with curry. I thought he would eat it himself. But no, Anthony mixed rice with curry and brought it in front of me and said,
"Open your mouth."
"No, I won't eat."
"Well, Elizabeth, do you remember the name of our English professor?"
"Yeah, I can remember. His name is Sidney Carton." I don't remember when I ate the rice while talking to Anthony. Anthony made me eat rice just like that. And I never felt the end of eating rice.
"Have you seen, Elizabeth? Your rice is finished. I will feed you rice from now on. You have become very thin. How beautiful you were before and now."
Meanwhile, hearing Anthony's words like this, my eyes sparkled with tears again. I really wanted to hug my friend and cry a little. But I was afraid that something else would happen because of my feelings. Because he is now my second husband. He has a right to touch the sensitive organs of my body. Then Anthony saw my crying eyes and said,
"Oh, please, Elizabeth, don't cry. If I see tears on your eyes, I feel pain in my heart. Please go to washroom and fresh yourself."
I also went to the washroom as Anthony said and got fresh. Then I opened all the jewelry. But I could not stop crying after seeing the locket. I was crying after leaving the faucet of the basin. I started crying loudly. And I was looking at James's picture. I wanted to say, "Look, James, I got your best friend, but your Ella is his second wife." Then suddenly Anthony knocked the bathroom door. And said,
Elizabeth, please come out."
Hearing Anthony's voice, I quickly hid the locket. "Because I promised my mother," she said.
My dear daughter, never let your present husband know that you are missing James.
Then I also told my mother. I can never forget James. And you are talking about missing? Mother used to cry after listening to me. Anyway, I couldn't keep my mother's word. I cried for James in front of Anthony. Then I came out of the washroom. I see Anthony preparing the bed. Seeing this, my heart suddenly hurt. Now will Anthony fling on my body to satisfy his physical needs? Of course, he is also a man. Then Anthony smiled a little at me and said,
Elizabeth, you sleep on the bed, I'll sleep on the sofa.
After hearing that, I was staring at him. Probably as a friend, he felt emotionalized to see me. Then I went and sat on the bed. Anthony is sitting on the sofa working with the laptop. I looked at him and thought, Dad said that my husband, Anthony, is a divorcee. But I know Anthony is a very good boy, so why did he get divorced? Then I asked him with some courage. Anthony, when did you get married? And when was the divorce? Hearing my question, Anthony was silent for a while, almost for a long time. I am thinking that Anthony is hurt by my words. So, I didn't say anything more. There is no end to my own suffering, and what will I think of the suffering of others? So I started to lie down, and Anthony said,
Her name was Jane.
Hearing Anthony's words, I immediately sat up from the bed. Then Anthony started talking again.
My parents did my marriage with Jane, and after some time of marriage, we went abroad. After 1 year, I had a daughter. Her name was Lucy. But when Lucy was 5 months old, Jane fell in love again and got a new lover. Of course, I don't want to call it an extramarital affair. Maybe I didn't keep happy Jane. So, she got a new lover who will love her more than me. Then she asked me for a divorce, and I happily divorced him. But I felt bad for my daughter. I used to visit my daughter sometimes. Jane and her husband used to let me meet, but only for a few minutes. Since then I used to meet my daughter for a few minutes. Thus, when Lucy turned 2 years old, my daughter Lucy became very ill. That time I was abroad. Then one morning Jane called me and said that my daughter Lucy is no more in the world. In fact, how unfortunate I am that I could not see my daughter for the last time.
Subscribe now and press the bell icon. Never miss an update.